I remember in another class, someone was like, black kids can't swim. I remember I being like, you're saying all black kids can't swim. And they're like, statistically. And I'm like, what do you mean statistically?
Have you observed other problems of universities in the US in general?
I think like inherently the university has always been like part of the imperial project. The field came out of white countries wanting to go to the country they wanted to colonize, gain information with their indigenous people, and then go back to their populations and be like, oh, these are people who are native, they're savage, and therefore we should colonize them in order to civilize them. And it was the university that created all the space to learn the tool to do so. And so I think universities have only been a legacy or a part of that lineage where they are part of the empire and they're trying to condition or create the education to create the next empire. And so I think inherently I disagree with universities, and I think the university is the problem. And I think to get more to the nuances of it, I think what I've witnessed at Duke is the ways in which professors said something wildly racist. I think I remember back in my freshman year, we talked about the film like Miss Saigon, right? From the storyline of Miss Saigon, it was like a woman falls in love with a white soldier during the Vietnam War, and then he leaves and she dies. The implicit metaphor is just being like, the Vietnamese woman, life is only measured via the white man. A white man presented about the Miss Saigon, they said they were very derogatory about it. I think they said something on the lines of a freak in the streets in order to think about the ways in which Vietnamese women during the Vietnam War had to orient towards sex work in order to get their basic needs met under occupation and under a war. And so I remember I was like, what the fuck? I had to witness and feel like white students and they're wrestling with race and seeing the ways in which the inscrutability of it and how it's been almost in some ways enabled by the teachers' silence. And that's been consistent with all my friends where they're like, someone will say something crazy, racist, sexist, homophobic, classist, all those things. And then there'll be silence, or even that people will double down on those things or be like, they really believe into those things. Or even I remember in another class, someone was like, black kids can't swim. I remember I being like, you're saying all black kids can't swim. And they're like, statistically. And I'm like, what do you mean statistically? Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to engage with that. I think crazy things are often said in classes. And one time in a class, something awful happened and no one did anything about it. What happens is the most minoritized students become the people who are the ones leading the front or the ones who are saying something in class. I think because of the university's failure to uphold their own bullshit policies, it falls into the students and the most vulnerable students. So that's always been a consistent theme throughout the 3 years I've been here.